Alright, we're getting ready to go to Edmonton. Now we got to get the Texas bed lowered and hook onto the trailer. So I never showed you this, but these are all this is my PTO control, this is my winch control, and this is for the Texas bed. And those are all the controls I really need to run everything out back. Kind of cool. So I'll get hooked on and we'll get ready to go. For Christ's sakes. That was not the plan this morning. All right, let's go fire the truck up. It is morning, and we are headed for Edmonton in this. Yeehaw. It's like Christmas. Now let's fire the beast up. We're waiting on one more. So, we're hauling these wellheads behind me from Fraser Lake all the way to Edmonton. That's an 1,800 kilometer round trip. Got to sleep in a hotel last night, but tonight we'll be in the trucks. And yes, I'm sporting a KG Armory hoodie. Couldn't help it, Josh. Had to have one. So, we got a blizzard again, and underneath is solid ice. It's literally just a sheet of ice. And this is what trucking's like in Canada. This is oil field. This is what it's going to be like all the time. Every day is a surprise of weather. So, I know most of you are going to say, hey, he started the truck up, didn't do a pre-trip. Well, I had the mechanic here last night going over all the trucks right here in the parking lot. And I know every inch of this truck, went over it last night. So I'm pretty confident I can start it up and warm it up. For you naysayers. But that's some weird lighting you got going on there. All right, we're going to hit the road. So these are wellheads. We were supposed to haul them 2 days ago, but we were waiting for permits and it was a long weekend. I have no idea what those are worth, but probably a lot. And there's 2 more trucks with them on. And we were waiting for them, but they're not going to make it. I got the smallest load today. And my passenger window's stuck down about 6 inches, so gonna have to have the heat on the whole way. Frickin' hell. That was frickin'. I didn't use the F word. And to everybody that follows the channel because you all want to see, you know, cars and truck builds and square bodies and all that kind of stuff, I'm sorry. This is where I'm at right now. This is what I have to do to fill the bank account again so that I can complete my builds and get back at it. I'm only here for a week tops, and then the pipeline's done. Then I'm headed home, back to the shop to start a whole new chapter. And that's what all of this is about. I do not want to work on customers' vehicles. You guys don't want to watch us work on customers' vehicles. According to my analytics, you guys want to see the Kraken get built. You want to see the Beastly Dually, the Monster Blazer needs to come back, all the awesome ones. That's where this is headed. So, if you're watching, thanks for watching. I'll be home very soon. Apparently it's a stressful day for everyone. This guy was driving down the highway with his 2 rear doors open. He just realized that now it's pumps. And that guy's got his rear tires are locked up. He dragging him. And doesn't know it. It's a disaster already. So we now have 4 of us. And mechanic showed up, fixed my window in the parking lot. Ha! Yeehaw! Means I don't have to sleep in the truck with the window open tonight in the snow. And for today's bad idea, we're starting the trip off with a Monster Energy 300 Mocha. It comes with a Health Canada label on it. It's a warning. Triple shot. I don't recommend these, but this is what we're starting the day with. So, this is Big Mike on the right. He usually hauls 10-axle low bed trailer, and he'll probably be leading the way. Then we have Adam on the left, and this little penguin-looking dude, that's Chili Willie. Willie will be that one right there. Willie should have his own show. I've had to ride in the pickup with Willie for 7-8 hours at a time. I've been on the road with him for weeks now, and he is definitely a one-man show. So we are leaving Prince George. We're going to head for Valemont through McBride. I've never been on that route before, so who knows what we're going to see. And then we are going through Jasper National Park. There's a Banff. No, I think we're going through Jasper. Right to Edmonton, Alberta. And along the way, you're probably going to hear me flap about health. And hopefully we get to see some monster elk or something. Well, we might see some bighorn sheep. They usually have bighorns in the park. I don't know what this trip's going to hold, but let's get going. We're not even out of town yet.
Here I'm coming in.
Now this is beautiful. I love seeing all the trees covered in snow like that. Hang on a second. There we go. It's just stunning. We have beautiful blue skies, clear roads, and check out the mountains. I had no idea ride was this beautiful. Never been here. Well, the roads are clear, sun is out, we got blue skies, and this is Mount Robson. It is absolutely stunning. We're creeping up on the national park, so I thought I'd save the health tips for then, when you got something nice to look at while I'm beaking off about my personal opinion on health and any tips I can give you on how to stay healthy as a truck driver when you're on the road. So in 2015, when I left the oil field, I was running tankers, hauling production on, and I was living in the sleeper. I was home 5 days a month, and I was working ridiculous hours, like 20-hour days. I think you were usually shooting for 125 hours a week, so you were majorly sleep deprived. And where I was working, there wasn't a lot of fresh produce, veggies, so everything I was eating was salt, salt, salt. All the cold cut meats that were packaged. I had a little crock pot in my truck. I was always eating soups full of salt. And my health, you know, I was living on chips and chocolate bars and energy drinks. And my health went downhill really bad. I ended up in the hospital, I think 3 times. They were checking my heart. And I was born with what the doctors call a disease. And what they said was, when you catch a cold, like a virus, your body produces antibodies to fight off that cold. And I was allergic to those antibodies. So when I would get a cold, if I didn't get rid of it within 3 or 4 days, I would break out in hives so bad that I couldn't walk, my feet would swell, my eyes would swell closed. It would literally put me down for 2 weeks at a time. Sometimes it would take me 3 weeks to heal. And I couldn't work. And I would get that 5 or 6 times a year. So my whole life I struggled with this sickness, this disease the doctors said I had. And I battled that my whole life. Doctors could not solve it. I would be rushed to the hospital. I'd have to get multiple shots of adrenaline to try and just get a hold of it. It was horrific. And so then when I come into the oil field, I'm having these horrific attacks. I'm losing my vision, so I couldn't drive at night, and I'm associating it to all of the headlights at night that I'm dealing with. And then, I think 6 years ago, did a massive change in my life, health-wise. And I ended up going vegan because my wife ended up with what the doctor said was rheumatoid arthritis. And her fingers were going crooked. And we thought we were going to have to sell her car and her motorcycle because she couldn't shift anymore. So she ended up going vegan. And I'm not pushing vegan on you guys, don't worry. That's not what this is. But just telling you the results. So she went vegan, and I decided to do it just so she didn't have to cook multiple meals. And what really got it kicked off properly was we started drinking pH 10 alkaline water. Because we learned that disease can only live in your body under a pH of 7. And your body, when you Google it, they'll say it's like, 60% water. But when you break it all down, your body might be 60% water, but your brain is like 73% or something around that figure of water. Your muscles are 80% water. Even your bones are like 31 to 33% water. And so, if your pH level is too low, well, you're creating nothing but disease in your body. And I was drinking Diet Coke for like 15 years straight, and I'm talking like anywhere from 2 liters to 4 liters a day of Diet Coke, along with vodka and Doritos, and I was consuming $700 a month in vodka, Doritos, and Diet Coke, because you need to mix, with all the salt and Doritos, they all go really well together. And I was struggling with acid reflux so bad that I would almost choke to death every night. Just wake up choking in my sleep and almost die every night. It was horrible. I'd have to sleep with multiple pillows, 2 or 3 pillows under me, because I couldn't lay flat in the bed without choking. And it turns out Diet Coke is a really good reason for that. So started drinking pH 10 alkaline water because I wanted to get my body pH level up. And if you go onto Google, you can print off the pH food chart. And what we did was put that pH food chart on the fridge. And every time you go in the fridge, you can literally look at the food that you're pulling out of the fridge and see what pH it is. And then your brain will literally go, you know what, maybe I shouldn't be eating that. Things like lemons and limes are pH 10. Potato skins are pH 10. Blueberries are pH 9. So, started drinking pH 10 water and carried this bottle around with me now for 6 years, full of pH 10 water. And it completely changed everything. My cravings started changing because my pH level was coming up in my body, so my body was craving different foods. And my vision actually improved when I went to do my my class 1 commercial driving test. You got to go do your vision test every couple of years. And my vision, I went in to do my test, and my doctor says, your vision's better than 20/20 now. What are you doing? And I said, well, I just went vegan and started drinking pH 10 water. And now I just had to do my test again about a year ago, and it's actually better than 20/20. It's now 2015. Sorry, just in a construction zone. year, I went from 232 pounds to 174 pounds. And now everything about me is spectacular. My vision's improved. I actually woke up with a full six-pack without exercising. It was a complete life changer. And things like dairy and bread were a priority to get rid of those. Because your body doesn't produce an enzyme that can deal with digesting wheat. So anything wheat related shouldn't be in your body. I don't care what anybody says. These are things that I've actually done to myself, trial and error, and I do not care what doctors say. I do not care what the latest, greatest scientist is putting out on YouTube or TikTok. I'm telling you, I've lived this way for almost 6 years now, and it's absolutely life-changing. So when I started drinking the pH water, I would put it in my my vodka and Diet Coke because I had such an addiction to Diet Coke that I couldn't just put it down without all the massive headaches and everything. So I would start adding the water to my drinks, and before you know it, I had like a third of my drink was water along with my Diet Coke and vodka. And next thing you know, it was like half, and then it was 2/3. And then all of a sudden the Diet Coke I didn't want it anymore. It tasted gross. And once I got rid of the Diet Coke, my acid reflux was gone instantly. One of the other benefits of the pH water is, have you ever heard of your pineal gland in the middle of your brain? It gets calcified from our horrific diets and all the fluoride that's in our tap water. And when your pineal gland is calcified, your brain's operating at about a 50% level of what it could be. And if your brain's operating at a 50% level, then the people you're attracting into your life are also operating at a 50% level. And the pH water decalcifies your pineal gland. Literally, you become smarter. You can use your brain a lot more. You stop wasting your time on stuff. So now that I had to go back to trucking, I had to find ways to stay healthy. So when I was on the Trans Mountain Pipeline, it was easy because I rented a room, I had a kitchen, fridges, I brought my own fridge, and I could buy all my own salads and fruits and everything. Oh yeah, I forgot about the dairy part. Here's a fact for you about dairy, and if you don't believe me, watch a video called Dairy Doubts by Dr. Clapper on YouTube. What is the purpose of dairy? It is to make a cow 700 pounds as quick as possible. And let's add all the hormones and the chemicals and the scientists into that equation and see how that goes for you. Dairy causes inflammation in your body. It makes you fat. And there's all sorts of other things you can replace it with. You can replace cheese with other cheese that's dairy-free. Ice cream, all sorts of stuff that is so good. You don't have to give up dairy products that you like, just the dairy itself. There's replacements everywhere. Where was I? Oh yeah, when I was working on the Trans Mountain Pipeline, I could supply all my own stuff and stay on track. And I started exercising about a year and a half ago. I kind of had to start rebuilding myself, work myself down again, even though I was eating healthy and all that kind of stuff. But I was working so much in the shop trying to survive financially, run, go, but I wasn't taking care of myself. I would do a little stretching here and there, but so I started doing push-ups, 5 a day, the girly push-ups on my knees, and that was it. I could only do 5 a day. And I started working my way up. Next thing you know, I was doing normal push-ups. It took me a little while. I could do 20 at a time. Then I could do, 2 sets of 20. And that became my routine. I worked my way up to 100 push-ups every day and 60 squats. I would just do 60 air squats every single day because my knees used to hurt. And now my routine, I still have a routine of that. When I roll out of bed, and I recommend you all do this, when I get out of bed in the morning, the minute the alarm goes off, set your alarm 5 minutes earlier than you need to get up. And the minute that alarm goes off, roll out of bed, get on the floor, and do 2 sets of 20 push-ups and 2 sets of 10 squats. Start your day off before you even brush your teeth. Just make it a habit. I've been doing that for months and months now. And push-ups are just one of the best things for body pains and just keeping yourself on track so that you don't have sore shoulders and sore back, and you get that pain behind your shoulder blade and all of it. And the reason I do squats is so I don't get knee pain. And I've had 3 back surgeries in my life now. So doing things like squats with a big heavy weight on my shoulders isn't going to work for me. I'm creeping up on 50 in the next year. And now I just want to be healthy. I don't want to live in pain. So that is my goal. To just be the best 50-year-old I can in the next year, health-wise. I don't care to be breaking any records. I have less than half a disc in my spine from 3 surgeries. Look at that. We are entering Jasper National Park. And there it is. Welcome to Alberta. We're just crossing the border from BC into Alberta. Wild Rose Country. We're in the park and we're in Alberta. Woohoo! One of the details I forgot. What happened in the end was my wife's fingers actually straightened out. Supposed rheumatoid arthritis was actually osteoarthritis. Doctors were wrong. And her finger straightened out. But for her, getting rid of meat was the biggest thing. It causes inflammation too. And I'm not going to try and talk you out of meat. That's not what I'm doing here. You guys can do your own homework and try what works for you. And so then when I took on this job, I went to camp. And camp was awesome because they had tons of salad bars and all prepared fruits and everything for you. I'm a huge fruit eater. I've been eating blueberry shakes for 6 years every morning. I make all sorts of smoothies because I love fruit. I do all the protein powder, which I know a lot of it's garbage. I actually found a chickpea protein powder that tastes good, mixes really well. And I don't hate, I've always hated protein powders. And now that I live on the road, like I'm not in camp anymore, I don't have all the options of a gym and all the fruits already pre-made for me that I can take for lunch every day and salads and all that good stuff. I did really well for a long time staying healthy. But now that I'm on the road, you end up living out of gas stations. All the other guys, they want to eat at restaurants, 3-4 times a day. They stop at KFC, they got to stop at a restaurant for breakfast, and they eat dinner in the restaurants. And it costs a fortune. And it's garbage. And who's preparing your food? That bugs me. I don't know who's preparing my food. It grosses me out. But I had to learn where I can get stuff like this stuff. This is Smart Water. It's an alkaline 9.5 or higher pH water. If you pay attention to the black cap, that usually lets you know it's alkaline water. And you can usually buy that at Chevrons, and a lot of truck stops have it. So I can at least pick those up. I keep a 5-gallon jug of alkaline water in my pickup every time we get back. I fill all my water bottles, so I always have that with me. That is a huge deal to me. I highly recommend you try it. And then anywhere I can, I stop at grocery stores, and I have coolers. I have little ice packs. I can put the ice packs outside because we're in Canada. It's cold out. And I try and buy 2 days of groceries at least. Anytime I'm passing a grocery store, they always have little fruit cups and salads and all sorts of little stuff you can buy that's pre-made for people that live on the road or need lunch. So if you're serious about getting healthy, and this is the thing, for years and years, probably a decade, we've been trying to help people get healthy. And they just don't want to do it. Like, we made people super healthy lunches and blueberry shakes and people wanted to try it. They couldn't believe how much weight I had lost, all the benefits, and they would even leave their lunch. They wouldn't come and get it until like 5:30 at night when they've already filled their day full of garbage in their body. And well, by that time, it's, you know, it's not fresh anymore. You're not going to consume it because you already ruined your body for the day. So we've tried and tried to help people, and at this point I just decided the best way to help people is just be an example. You guys can help yourselves. Like, come on. Somebody out there, do it with me. Push-ups every day. If somebody leaves a comment saying, I'll do it with you, I'll start doing videos, and we'll get healthy together. But never, in all the years I've been YouTubing, has anybody really cared about themselves enough to do it? And I want to do it with you. I really want to see people get healthy, feel good. I feel so much better than I did to not have acid reflux. Oh yeah, and my allergy thing. I don't have a problem with that allergy anymore that the doctor said was a disease. Once I got my diet on track, because it turns out that sugar, once you consume sugar, it decreases your immune system by 50% from the moment you consume it, and lasts for a minimum of 4 hours. And with somebody like me who has an immune system defect, that's a horrible thing. So when you're on the road eating chocolate bars and candies and all that kind of stuff, that's what it's doing. It's decreasing your immune system. And, you know, driving a truck and eating chocolate bars, well, they just make you tired anyway. So then last year I started looking into doctors. You know, with the last 3 years, all the pandemic, you know, I'm a little untrusting of doctors these days. And turns out, you know, maybe a doctor's going to chime in on this one day, but what I was reading, this is according to Google, is when a doctor does his first 4 years, his or her first 4 years of school, less than 20 hours of it is focused on nutrition. Less than 20 hours. Sorry, bumps in the road. So, in my mind, I thought, well, why the hell are we going there for advice on how to heal ourselves? It sounds like, to me, the schooling is mostly focused on diagnostics and prescribing. Let's diagnose the vehicle, see what's wrong with the engine, and then see what we can pour into the engine to make it feel better temporarily. No. When you hear a stat like 90 to 95% of all health issues are caused by what you put in your mouth. What the hell are we putting in our mouths? So if anybody out there is ready to make a change, if you're tired of feeling crappy, please leave a comment. Because I'm doing this. Next year, I'm 50. And I want to be the best 50-year-old that I can be so that I can enjoy a bucket list of things I want to do. And not have to avoid a bunch of them because I feel like crap. I don't want to do that. Alright, we're getting to the fun part of the park. It's enough of me beaking off, holding you hostage about health. And I'm no expert. Should have said that in the beginning. This is all stuff I've Googled, tried on myself, learned over the years. You know, I haven't seen one single animal in the park yet. Normally there's herds of elk everywhere. Where's all the animals? They got awesome mountains here though. So, now we need to talk about this energy drink problem I have. I did not have that until I went back to the oil field. I was completely clean, no pop, no booze, no energy drinks at all. And then I went and worked on the Trans Mountain Pipeline, and I was doing night shifts from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. in the morning, and next thing you know, energy drinks popped back into my life just to make it through the shift. And then I came over to the Coastal Gas Link to work on this pipeline, and I got switched to day shift, and my shift was 5 a.m. in the morning to 5 p.m. at night, and I really struggled with the transition. And before you know it, I was drinking 2 energy drinks a day, because the pipeline's done to haul everything away. So now I'm back to having to get rid of this energy drink problem I have. So, and I'm actually drinking pH water every day too. So now I got to start thinning it down to 1 a day, and then getting away from that, because I'm back to getting the headaches from the addiction. And I had way more energy before when I was healthy, but you know, life on the road tends to lead you to this. So that is the goal now. I have to clean up one more time. So are you doing it with me or not? Anybody out there? Does anybody want to make a change in their life? Even a small one. Little changes. Just something small every day. If you say yes, if you want to do it with me, I'll do it with you. Isn't the park spectacular? We have one more chance of seeing animals. There's a mountain coming up where all the mountain goats and the bighorns usually hang out. So we'll see. Look at that, a dried up lake bed. It's a pretty awesome sight, this national park. One more thing I forgot to tell you guys. The Diet Coke I was consuming, when you drink 1 can of Coke specifically, pop in general, it lowers your body pH to 2.5, and it takes like 33 to 35 glasses of water to bring it back. Battery acid has a pH of 1, and pop is 2.5. That's how close they are together. So think about that the next time you're reaching for that can of pop. Oh, we got some sheep right beside the... Oh, look at that, we got bighorns. Man, missed them all. Oh, it's visible. The big city lights. I can see them up there. The city of Edmonton. Home stretch. In the middle row somewhere. Over here. I think 3 rows deep. A lot of exhaust fumes. And then there's one across the highway there that was full. You couldn't get parking over there. Alright, it's morning time. We are now getting unloaded by the crane. I'm having breakfast. Yep, that's what I try to live on when I'm in the truck, stuff like that. So, if you made it this far in the video, you guys, thanks for watching. I don't know what's next. Not a clue where I'm going next.